I'm sharing my screen here. Okay. So to revise our previous topics, what we discussed till now. So in our last week, so we discussed about last week we discussed about so SAP installations we discussed, and we are discussing about the SAP work process after installation. What what we will get, and what are the responsibilities of the SAP work process we are discussing. So to repeat work process related, after apart from that installation we will cover it separately. So SAP work process we are discussing about work process. So what is mean by work process? So during the installation, few resources will be created, few services will be created, few users will be created. So during the installation, so installation means, if I talk about outside of the SAP, we are building the new house, we are constructing the new house. Installation means we are constructing the new house. After constructing the house, then so we will one family will go and stay inside of the home, right? Same as like so after we building the SAP system, few resources, few users, like few work process will stay inside of the home. So in the family, so family means father, mother, so sons, childs are available, right? So if anyone asks you, so what is father will do, means we can tell simply responsibilities of the father. Same as like, so inside of the server, SAP work process will be, these are the humans, so it will be stay inside of the server. So what are the roles and responsibilities of this work process means, that's we are going to discuss in the our classes, right? So the first work process, there is a formula DVEBMGS. So D means dialogue work process. So this work process is responsible to take the request from user and process the user request. These are the two actions this dialogue process will do. One is the take the user request. Okay, take the user request and process the user request. Take the user request and process the user request. So the transaction codes of this okay, SAP is fully built with the transaction codes, which means you have to if you want to get the any page, business page, you need to enter the transaction codes. So SAP transaction code, the transaction codes you need to enter it. So for the dialogue, we have two transaction codes. One is the SM50 and SM66 are the transaction code. Okay, so let's see, if you go to the, if you log into the server level, this is our server IP. So then if you just click on the connect button, then administrator user, then you can log into the our server. See, we connected to the our server now. We connected to the our server. This is our remote server. We will provide you the access as well. So just if you double click on it, this is the SAP login pad. Through login pad only, we have to open the SAP application. Through login pad only, we have to open the SAP application through SAP login pad or SAP GUI. Both are same. So without login pad, we cannot open the SAP application. That is what we discussed, right? So if I talk about the architecture, if we talk about the architecture, SAP architecture, so this is the presentation layer where all our users and everything are available here. This is the our application layer. This is our database layer. This is our database layer. So here, this is the database where all the data resides here in the form of tables, right? So this is our presentation layer. From here to here, so we have, and here to here, we have connectivity. So we have the automatically connectivity will be available. This is the GUI. This is a GUI, presentations, user request, user logon pad, computers, all will be available. We are here. Basically, we are here. From here to, we will open the SAP application server. SAP application server, we will open it. Application server, we will open it. Then, so once when you open the application server, here we will do the all the work and everything. So application server build with the business logic and build with the codes and everything. So when you enter any transaction code, it will open the one business page. There you have to do the your homework and everything here in the application server side. So automatically what application server will do, will go inside of the database, it will pull the data and it will give the back, it will give request back to the user GUI, user front end. Okay, this is the way the user request flow will come. This is the architecture of the SAP. So initially we discussed SAP is the R3 architecture, real-time three-tier architecture. This is the one tier, this is the one tier, this is the one tier. So where this work process and everything will be available here. So in the application server side, so we have the all the work process will be available here. All the work process are available here in the inside of the server here. Okay, so the detailed architecture will discuss. So if the situation will come to discuss the detailed architecture, that time the detail inside of that one we will discuss. But these are the overall architecture of the SAP: presentation layer, application layer, and DB layer. This is the DB layer, database layer. So all the database means all the tables data, everything will be stored into the, so in the database level. This is the application level layer. Okay, this is what the layer. So the first work process is the our dialog work process. The dialog work process, it will take the request from the user. Dialog work process, it will take the request from the user and it will process. Take the request from user means, so you open the SAP logon pad. When you double click it, when you just click on the logon button, you are getting this one screen. You are getting the one screen. This is the SAP screen. So here, who are helping us to open the SAP screen? Who are helping means, here work process are helping. Work process are helping to open the SAP screen. Here just we can log in and we can enter the password. So okay, so here basis user also available, and we have the default clients 001. So during the installation we will get the, so few users, right? One is the two users, we will get it out. One is the SAP star and DDIC SAP level users. So two clients we will receive it. One is the 000 and 001. What is this client concept means? In SAP level we have client concept. So within this client, we have to do the business. So what do you mean? What is our business we are doing means, depends upon the client. Whatever the client you are maintaining here, like about hardware client, software client, maybe HRs. So maybe whatever the employees data, maybe college. So whatever the data you are maintaining in the system, so same level data you have to maintain in the, so in the client, inside of the client we have to do it. So you can create the multiple clients, then you can maintain it. So the creation of the multiple clients and everything we'll discuss. That is, there is a client administration topic, separate topic. That time we will discuss about the more. But during the installation, we will get the two default clients. One is the 000 and 001. So 000, 001 client and 000 are the master clients. So where the master data means SAP related data will be available by default. During the installation, we will get the master data. That master data will be available in these two clients. So okay, so after that, first of all, initially we have to work in these clients. Once our topics keep on going, so we have to discuss about the creation of the new clients and how to set and how to log in, how to do our business and everything we'll discuss. Okay, initially you can log in any one of the client with any one of the user, and you can do the your work here. Okay, so this is what our SAP home page. So this is our SAP signature. Here we have to enter, this is the SAP OK code box. This is the OK code box. Here we have to enter the transaction code. SM50 is the transaction code for the dialog work. Not only dialog, you will get the all the work process related status and everything. So all the work process related status and everything. So the status of the work process. What are the status of the work process? We discussed right last week. What are the status of the work process?
Running.
Yeah. So we have status of the work process. It's a very important concept. During the interviews, they will ask you. So where can we check the work process status and everything? SM50 and SM66. So what are the status? Status means, so what is your status? So when you are in the call, when in mobile, we have some status available, on call, on meeting, something like status, right? It's like waiting, so running, sleep, okay, stop,
PRIV.
error, and prive and hold status. These
Hold.
are status. So when it will go to the running status, initially all work process in the waiting status, free status only, free. Whenever any user logged into the system, that time the work process status changed to the running status, which means one of the user is logged in and he is doing something, right? This is the my user. Currently, I logged into the system. I am just executing the some transactions and something I am doing now. So that's why status is running. Sometimes, sometimes the work process will go stop status due to some errors. So sometimes work process go to the private mode due to some memory issues. As I told you, right, how food and water is very important for the humans. The same time, inside of the server, inside of the system, inside of the computer, CPU and memory are very important for the work process. How food and water is for very important for us. What we will do? Suppose one day without food and water, maybe max one day we can say, right. After that, what we can do? Slowly we will keep on going down, right? Keep on going down, and we will go in the six status and everything. Same here also, work process also. When the work process does not have memory, it will stop, then five mode and whole state. It will go different status, same as like us. So that's why initially we discussed how inside of the we will stay inside of the home, same as like inside of the server, all these work process will stay inside of the. So we have to treat as these are also humans. So in our, in one factory, how all the persons will process the one work, same as like here also the work process will process the work here. Okay, so SM50, SM66 are related to the same work process related status and everything. Here we can see this is the refresh symbol. You can see, so if you keep on refreshing, it will give the status and everything. So okay, so if you want to click only active, the only active means running work process. If you want to check the all the work process, you can check the all the work process. I want to know what exactly this work process is doing, which means something is running. There is a priority, there is a program, it is running, this is the client, this is the user, something is running. If you go to the administration page, here, if you see the work process, just if you click on the cancel, suppose you want to cancel that one, then you can cancel it. So if you want to take the trace means log file. So that will come later. Don't confuse it again. So okay, suppose just only one action you can learn now. Suppose you want to cancel that work process. So you can go to the here, cancel with core or without core. What is this two difference? Core means the dump will be generated. Without core means the dump will not be generated. If we cancel it, then we will be logged out from the systems. See, it is processing. So cancel the selected work process. It means it's running status. You want to cancel that one. You want to free up that work process. You just can click on the cancel button. Some systems it will be cancelled, means you will be logged out from the system. Some systems again one more work process will be allocated. So like that, see, work process is restarted, backend session is terminated, which means you cancelled, right? Running one you cancelled. When you click on it, you are logged out from the SAP system. See, so unfortunately, that user is something is doing, so that is not the correct procedure. So that time, so we logged out. So we did the logged out button. That's why. So that's why system got thrown. That's why this kind of things we can do from here. We can check it out as a business consultant. Every day we have to log in. We have to check the status of the work process. So all the work process, one work process is running, remaining are waiting, which means so remaining can pick up the user request. Remaining can pick up the user request. Why? Because one is running. Out of 7, we have 6 are free. If you want to increase the work process, we can increase it. There is a separate topic. But out of 7, 6 are free, means one is running. So remaining free, right? Remaining can pick up the user request and process it. So this way, users can log into the system, except they can do their transactions and everything inside of the system, right? So this type of work we can do in the SM50, and same as like in SM66 also, you can see the status here. In SM66 also, you see all the work process related information we can see. So what is this difference, sir? SM50 and SM66 means SM50 is the local. If you have one application server, as I discussed last week, so that application, the specific application server related work process we can see. If you have the more than one application server, all the work process related information we can see. We can see here all the instance related information we can see here, one by one we can see. So in this case, we can install the one more application server here. I will show you. Then you will get the more clarity. What is this SM66 and SM50? Then once the dialog is completed, then we discussed about the updates. Update, right? Update work process. Update. So update, the transaction codes for update is SM13 and SM15. So update work process, updating the, so user will log in the dialog mode, he will do the transaction, then the transaction records, the update work process will take and will update into the database level. So that is what this update work process will do. So SM13 and SM14 are the transaction code to check the when is struck update records found or not. There is no struck update records. So if we want to check only cancelled, then we can only filter the cancelled one. If you want to check the all, just select the all, then click on the OK button. So you want to check not only today, you want to check from March 1st onwards, you want to check are there any failed update records in the system. Just click on it OK button, then nothing is failed. Why? Because update nothing is failed. So you want to suppose sometimes update will be deactivated. Then if you do any transaction, it will not happen because update is deactivated. So where can I go ahead and activate the update? What is the transaction code? SM14, right? Exactly. SM14 is the transaction code. You can go ahead and activate the updates. You can go ahead and activate the update. Suppose sometimes what happens due to some system issues or some user issues, what happens? Update will go deactivate status. Then immediately we have to come here. Then we have to activate it. Otherwise, what happens? All users related transactions will stuck in the SAP level. It will not go and store into the database level. So we have to take care of this one as part of our daily monitoring. So we have to check all these things and everything. Are there any failed updates? So when the updates will fail means whenever something is happens for the updates, all updates will be failed here one by one it will be failed here. So then we have to check the whether the update is active or not. You have to go to the SM14. Then there you can just deactivate the work process. If the work process deactivated, you have to act. It should be active always. The status should be active. Then come to here SM13. You need to process this one. So up to now we discussed in our last session, right? Up to now we discussed in the last session, right? Now today we are going to discuss about the one more work process that is called the D DVEBMGS. Up to now we discussed in the last class. Okay, that's why. So I quickly finished that one. Okay, so E for NQ work process, NQ work process, NQ. Okay, NQ work process. What is this NQ work process? So NQ work process for the, so it's a lock or locking mechanism, locking mechanism. The transaction code for this one is transaction code or T code is for the SM12. SM12 is the transaction code to track the locking mechanism. So how the locking mechanism works, how the NQ process will take care of this locking mechanism. When you go to the SM12, all the locking mechanisms, you go to the click on the list button. Here the locks will be exist here, which means, suppose example, I will give the one example here when the locking entry exists. Suppose this is the one of the table. So this is the one of the table. Here I am here. Here we have the one more person. Here we have the one more person is available. He is from the different city. I am from the different city. He is from the different, but all will connect to the same system only, right? So this person also going to the here and he is doing something in the system. Same the one company code transaction code is editing. Suppose like, so some settings he is editing in the, so suppose some settings he is editing, some company codes he is some settings he is editing, same settings. So some settings like US related settings he is editing. So same as like I am also trying to do this one. I am also trying to do this one. Say at the same time, I am also trying to do the same settings. So system will not allow me. Why? Because here, whenever you log in, whenever you go the change mode, immediately, whenever you're going to change it, immediately system will lock your transaction code. System will lock your transaction code. So then once you complete your transaction, then when you click on the save button, your transaction is committed. Then next time when a system will allow me to do the different changes. So what happens if the same persons, the both persons doing same changes at a time, some inconsistency will happen. That's why, so whenever who the person who are logging the first time, who are trying to do the changes, only system will lock the transaction. So I will show you here example. Okay, so here I will show you one example here. So I am going to one person, I am going to one transaction code here. I am trying to edit here. So I am trying to edit here. This is the my user. So with the basis user, I logged in here. I am trying to edit something here. So at the same time, one more person, DDIC, one more person also logged into the system. Then he is also just continue with the existing logon. Okay. One more person also log into the systems. So he is also using the same transaction code. Then immediately we'll get like error message like Babu. So the table already locked by some other person. You have only display possible. Why? Because one person is already logged in. He already logged in and is doing something. The person already logged in, so he is trying to edit something. So that's why we got this error message. So where can we see which user, which table, what exactly is doing? So we can go SM12. Here we can see the lock entries, but here nothing is there. Why? Because we have not selected the correct username. Maybe you can select the star all, then click on the OK button. You will get the lock entry. See the lock table name. This is the argument. So this got locked. Time. What is that time? You got it locked. Which means here I am doing the something. Immediately system locked my transaction. So whenever I did something here, suppose I did something here. When I go back the transaction code, then your lock entry will get removed. Just click on the refresh button. See here disappeared. Your lock entries are disappeared, which means, so you have done your transaction, you went back. So what some persons will do now, Now your person, you can do anything now. Why? Because the person is already lock entry is gone. Now you can go ahead and click on the edit button. So you are trying to edit it. You got the time to edit it. Something you got the, you are trying to do something. Immediately you got the phone call. You logged off from system and you left the office and you went out. But there's emergency. One more person is trying to do something, but he is unable to do. Why? Because the user is locked by the some other person is locked it. Then what is the possible way here? So we have to wait until this user is log off. But here Sunday, Friday he logged out. Then Friday let's say our management will always tell properly close your system and lock it, then go log off and go back to the home, go to home, like that our management will suggest, right? Same as like here also. So when you without properly closing the system, your sessions will be still there. So you are trying to lock it, you went already. So you are doing the transactions here that you have not completed here, just it is still live here, still active here. Then you went to the home, then one more person trying to do the same transaction here, it will not allow him to do because you already locked it here. You already locked it here. In this case, what is the next action item? Immediately they will inform the basis team. If the user is active, we can ping him in the communicator, in the what in the if it is available in the WhatsApp, if it is available in the Teams, or we can ping him, we can take the respective action. But so he's not available, he's not answering, but still his session is active. So we can come to the here, we can come to the here, we can check the who is the user is logged, what time. Then just we can select it, you can select it, then you can select it, then just click on the delete the log button. You can delete it. So only basis team will have the access to delete the log button. You deleted it, right? You deleted the log button. Then other persons can do the work. Other person can do the work here. So we deleted it. So there is a way we can track all the logs into SM12 is the transaction. SM12 is the transaction. We can track it and we can remove the logs as well. But for removing the logs, you need to take the approval from your manager or team lead. Then only you have to do this work removal of the logs. So, but user is still there. He written the code up to 2000 lines. He written the code whenever he is writing to, but you are not sure. You are assuming like user left the organization, user logged out from the organization for the day. So then if you remove it, whatever the code you written 2000 lines, that entire thing will be gone, right? Again, it will be difficult to him to write the code. He will escalate it. So before you remove it, you just check with your manager, then you have to inform that. So normally if any lock more than 24 hours, if the lock is more than 24 hours or 12 hours more than old, 12 hours old, we can remove it, but better to check with your manager before removing it. That's the very key point here you should know. Okay, when the lock will come means at the same time both the persons are having the same work, then in this case we will get the lock entry. Okay, until is E on C finishes, then so there is lock will be removed immediately. Automatically the locks will be removed. Here we can monitor it everything, right? This is the locking mechanism. Here the NQ process will take care of all this work. NQ process will take care of all this work, right? So apart from that this NQ process, so we have other transactions codes as well. So the first three we discussed now. Apart from that NQ, we also we have to discuss about the some other, not only work process related transaction code. We have several transaction codes. Those things we can discuss now. Okay. The next transaction code is for the ST22. ST22 for the above runtime dumps. So if you go to the ST22 in the system, ST22, here you need to execute the transactions here. Then you will get the dumps here. Runtime errors. Runtime errors, we got it here. So suppose runtime errors. Suppose, so when the program is running, when the timeout occurs, whenever any syntax errors, so whenever any program errors, so whenever in the report having some issues, some exceptions, some memory issues, some CPU issues, everything will be recorded in the ST22 above runtime errors. This is all these are our daily monitoring transaction codes. Every day you have to log into the system. You need to check whether you need to check the all these things. You need to check the runtime errors, runtime dumps, system logs, all these things you need to check it out. You need to check all these things. All these things you need to check these things. Why? Because if you see here any runtime errors are occurring or not in the production system, so nothing is occurring. If something is occurring, check today anything occurred, yesterday anything is occurred, you need to check it out. We need to take the action. Here currently we don't have any runtime errors, but whenever we keep on going, like whenever we keep on discussing, we will get the some runtime errors here. Based on that we have to take the action. Suppose if any runtime error is occurred, the dump will be generated here. If you open it, you can clearly see the errors and everything. So you can see the clearly, you can see the errors. Okay. So I will show you. I will show you. But currently in our systems, we don't have any runtime errors. So, but whenever any dump occurs, we will get the runtime error. That time we can see. That time we can discuss fully. So how can we investigate these runtime errors and everything? For now, you can remember. So ST22 is for the ABAP runtime dumps. ABAP runtime dumps we can find out here. So then next transaction code is for the SM21 is the transaction code to check the system logs. Check the system logs. Okay. If we go SM21, just you can, if you want to filter it by timelines, you can filter it out. Just click on the execute button, then all the systems, all the logs will be generated. Currently in the system, the time zone is not correctly set. Okay. And also few minutes back, it's it to 5:04. This is a US time zone. And so maybe, so here in this time, all we have terminated the work process manually, right? After that, the work process got stopped again, and it started. After that, after few minutes, after 4 minutes, again, we have deactivated the work process, again activated, again deactivated, again activated. Then after few minutes, after 3 minutes, again, we have deleted the log entry. See, whatever we have done in the front end, in the transactions, everything is tracked here. Everything is tracked here. At what time you deleted, what time, what is the user, so what is the client, so what you done it, all these things are tracked. So we cannot escape from anywhere. So system automatic, once you log in, whatever you are doing from the system, everything will be tracked. Everything will be tracked. So whenever we go outside in the mall, so we have the one caution they will put, right? You are under the CCTV surveillance, something like that, right? So here also same. So once you log into the system, when you are doing something, when you are deleting something, everything will be tracked here. So be careful when you are deleting something, when you are removing something, you have to be sure. Okay, we have to get the proper approval, then only you have to go ahead and delete the something here. Okay, so everything will be tracked here. So in this way, we can find out, okay, this is the person did something. Because of this one, we got the issues at the same time. Just take the screenshot and you will escalate to the our higher management. So be careful when you are doing this kind of things. Okay. So this is what like system messages. SM21 is for the system messages. Okay. Display the system logs. So SM21 is for the system logs. You can enter it here. This is the OK code box. As I told you, right? SAP is purely transaction code based concept. Transaction codes. Okay. So transaction codes. So whenever SAP is the very transaction code based concept, something is happens. So if you enter the transaction code, there is the relative business page will open. So what other applications? Other applications have the some tabs. You have to remember all these tabs and you have to do everything. But SAP is transaction code based concept, transaction codes. So T codes based concept. So all the transactions codes will be recorded here. All the transaction codes are recorded here. So all the transaction codes and each transaction code, there is a business page is available. So that whenever you enter the transaction, the separate business page will open. Okay. So as I told you, right, the session is limited. Once you disconnect, then you can okay. So this is the way we have to execute the transaction codes. When you execute the transaction code, you will get the business page. You will get the business pages. The next one SM04, SM04. This is the transaction code to check the to check the logged on users list, logged on users list. When you click on go to here SM04, then you will see the how many users are logged into the systems, how many users are logged into the systems. So all this information you can see. So if you see, so with my user, I have opened the with my user, I opened the SM04. Same time I am using it here. So but some other user also opened. So the SU01 is the transaction code he is doing. Since yesterday at the same time morning hours, I guess he logged in with the DDIC session. He is doing the work. So some other person also in the through 000 bit basis user SM0 SMLG is doing. Some other person also logged into the 000 client, just is logged into the 4th to May, sorry, 4th to March. He logged in with the 9:55 such time, and he is doing with our, he's not doing anything. So that's why you can see, so the sessions, all the sessions, how many users are logged in, what exactly they are doing, how much memory they are eating from the systems, how many sessions they are opened. SM04, I opened the 2 sessions. That's why one sessions, how many sessions. So this all these things information we can see it from here, right? SM04. So suppose I want to log off one user, just select this one. You go to the sessions, just you can, what session you want to log off. You want to log off, suppose same session, just click on the delete the session. You got deleted, your session got deleted. I have opened 2 sessions, one session got done, right? One session got deleted, I deleted the one session, got gone. So like that we can delete it. We can delete the sessions as well in SM04. You can just go to the SM04. If you want to delete the this user session SU01, or go to the this user session, then just click on it, go to the session and delete it. That user will be deleted from the systems. Okay, but when we have to delete it, that is the important. So whenever there is a issue, if the user is not there, but still the user session is still live and is consuming more memory, then in this case, system is getting slow for other users because of you, remaining users also getting affected, then immediately we can remove that user from the session. Your manager will ask you to remove the session from the user, then you can delete it from the user. Okay, this kind of work we can do in SM04. SM04 is for the to all user sessions we can find. This is the one application server. But if you go to the AL08, this is for the all users, all application. If you have the more than application servers, you have AL08. This is the AL08. All instances, logged on users list for the all the instances. If you have one instance, one SAP application server, one you can find out from the SM04. But you have so more than one application servers, so you can find out all application servers related information from, so AL08, all users logged on list find, so you can find out from AL08. Both are same like SM50 and SM66, but SM66 is for the global work process overview. This is also AL08 is for the global users logged on list. How many users are currently logged into list? This is the system wide. You can see this is the AL08 is for the system wide, entire system. So you have the one application server. you can go ahead and check in the one application, one specific instance related specific one instance related application server. You can find out from the here. So AL08 is for the global application servers list. Okay, that is the transaction code for the AL08. So the next one, SM21 we discussed, ST22 we discussed, SM04, AL08 we discussed. The next one, SM01. This is for the lock or unlock the transaction codes. Lock or unlock the transaction codes. So which means suppose tomorrow your manager asked you to lock the one transaction. You can go to the SM01, you can lock it. Suppose here in the search code we have the number of transaction codes are available in the system. So all we are not using, only specific transaction codes we are using it. Just you can search it out, SM50, you can search it. SM50, you can search it here. Just click on the lock button, save it. So you locked the one transaction. Why? Because this is a critical transaction code, you locked it. So you locked it. Whenever you go and enter the one transaction SM50, that will be locked. You will not get the one. The transaction is locked because the transaction is locked. So someone is locked the transaction. So that's why some critical transactions are available. The payroll related, so the salary related transactions are available. Those things, so we can lock it. That's not required. So depends upon the management decision. We can go ahead and lock the transaction code. Now we got it. So that locking and unlocking the transaction codes we can perform using SM50. Sorry, SM01 transaction code we can perform it. Right? So if any transaction you want to lock it in the transaction code box, just you can enter it, just click on the lock and save it. This is the save button. Just click on the save button, that will be locked. That will be locked. Okay, got it. So this way we have to lock the all the transactions and everything. This is the way we have to lock the transactions. Okay, got it. So this is the way. So that is the SM01. So the next one, SM02. Okay. So I will tell only this transaction code so we can wrap up the class for today, because we discussed today more. Okay. SM02. Okay. This is for the system, to put the system message, at the system, to put a system message. Suppose you are doing some activity, you want to put the some system message. So that time we can go to the SM02, then just click on the create a system message. Suppose like normally in weekends we will get the system message like, dear users, so your services are unavailable, SAP services are not available from this time to this time, like that we will get the, so we will get the message sometimes, right? That type of system message we can put here. Then there is a send button. If you send it, then this everything is available, the system messages to the all users. So that type of system message is we can put from the system. So how? Like suppose, see this, immediately I got the message. Whatever, whoever logged into the system, they will immediately get the message. Or if I am trying to log into the systems, if I am also trying to log in, then I will also get the message. See, when I logged in, I got the message, system message from the administrator. They all services are not available. So like that, I got the message. So like that, we can put the system message and informing to the users. Suppose you are doing something, so you are going to restart the system. It's not possible. We are the 2000 users are already logged into the system. It's not possible. Go one by one and inform to the user. If you put the one system message, it will be applicable for the all the users. Then you can go to the SM02. So then just click on the OK button. Then you can inform to, you can just clearly write down what you are going to do when you are going to stop the system, something like that. In the real time also we will do. Normally currently we are following the same. So whenever we are going to stop the system, we restart the system, we will inform to the all the users. So the particular system is not available from So 9 a.m. to 6 a.m. GET time or CET time. During this time, you won't able to have access the system. Please save your work. Apologies for the inconvenience. Like that, we will put a system messages. Normally, we will also get the messages, right? Sometimes from the banks, city banks or ICICI banks or some other banks, we will also get the messages. The particular services are not available from everything. Sometimes I will also get the messages from the some banks and also electricity. Nowadays, like electricity department. So the due to some power fluctuations, 3 hours downtime, system is not available. So like that, we will get the messages. Same as like same. How can we put that means here in SAP level? So this way we can create the system messages SM02. SM02 is the transaction code for the to could create the system messages for the users. Okay. So this is the way we have to practice the transactions. Okay, got it? Any questions from anyone till now? Okay. Yeah, tell me.